Alright, today I'm a bit of a firm believer that we should be eating basically offal. If you want to make things interesting, what you do is you mix various different sorts of meats. Now what I do, one of my main ingredients I always add is bacon. Bacon makes it work very well, and the fats seem to make the mince just go quite nice. Normally what I do, I'll have other offals. Now this here is goat liver. You can use beef liver, all sorts of livers. You usually recommend that if you use beef liver, you're better off going to calves liver. The reason being it's less likely to have picked up any toxins and poisons that the beast could have picked up. Normally with the calves, they let them roam around the paddock and all that sort of stuff. Then they send them off to feedlots and other stuff and poison your meat. Some other suggestions I've got here is beef kidney. Beef kidney's nothing really exciting to look at. We've even got a bit of lamb kidney going here. There's a little lamb kidney. And we've even got a bit of heart. So if you want to put heart into your food, make a hearty meal, that's probably one way around it. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to chop it up. So we just open the containers up. You pull out your meat and chop it up. Now one thing best to do is try to have your meat a little bit frozen. You don't want it frozen solid or you just can't cut it up. It's like cutting a block of ice. But have it fairly frosty. Okay, it works quite well that way. Then you chop it up in chunks, throw it into a container of some sort that's suitable for putting through the mincer. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll start cutting it up and speed it up the filming, then also put it in its various different lots, and then we'll come back to a little more discussion. Okay. If you're wondering, the type of mincer I use, this is also a juicer, is the compact brand. I've used this for quite a few years. But the group that I bought it off, I actually do quite recommend. After a couple of years there, a part broke. One of the gears that drive it actually broke. And it was about 2 years after it broke. And it wasn't under warranty or anything. So I rang them up and I said, oh, how much for a part? And I believe it was like $30 for a gear. And then when I rang them up about it, I told them who it was. Oh, you bought the machine so many years ago. And they were still able to supply the same part. And that's very important. You want to buy a piece of equipment that you can buy new parts if anything ever fails on it. It used to be nice and white once. You can see it's even started to yellow. But this machine can also do juicing, it uses the compression style where it just squeezes it through an auger. And that's really the best way to do juicing. If you ever want to do juicing, we should probably do a YouTube on juicing for you. Also, you can buy attachments that come with this. When you buy the whole set, I believe you get attachment for doing sausages. If you want to make your own sausages, because a lot of sausages you can't really trust these days, especially if you're going ketogenic. Sausages, most sausages have some sort of starch or bread product in there. Plus it comes with a mincing setup too. So this brand, it may not be the top brand on the market, but I certainly do recommend it. As you can see here, we've divided our groups of meat up into 3 groups. The reason I do that is you can mince it up in reasonable amounts. You don't get too much liver in one and a lot of bacon in another and that sort of stuff. Now, liver is fantastic for you. It has all your minerals and vitamins in it. You may even be surprised to find that liver has more vitamin C in it than even an orange does. Liver is one of the most fantastic organs in the body, and it needs all the varieties of minerals and amino acids and vitamins that your body will ever need. So liver is very good. If you don't like offal and organ meats, I'd encourage you to basically get over it and learn how to eat it. Then I've got a bit of, that's your kidney and heart and stuff there. As you saw it chopping up, and bacon. Bacon makes it match really well. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is mince it up and put it in another container, and then after that we're going to bag it. Let it float on. I'll have to edit this bit out because I haven't got a container to put it in. Oh, this is a mess here. It's just...
Make sure you edit that part out too.
I'm gonna have to. Alright, now something to just point out, why do I freeze it? I've let this defrost a little too long. You can see it gets really soft and gooey like. But when you leave it reasonably frozen, not rock solid as I said earlier, it tends to all come out in little pieces just like mince tends to look like. So that's why I do that. You can see the bacon, but then you can see the soft bits forming there. Now they're not bad. So we're just about done. Now how much did I use here? I don't know. Have a guess. I would say I used about 6 kilos thereabouts of meat. There was about 3 in the liver, there was 2 in the bacon, then there was the lamb's fry. So we'll just be on the safe side, we'll say 7, eh?
6.5, just to be different.
Alrighty. Now, just to be interesting, I'm not promoting any product here, but normally my wife likes to add a bit of ordinary beef mince. The only real difference is one's the muscle and one's the organs. Me, I'm quite happy to have it like that, and it does taste quite nice. My family enjoys it. and it is much more nutritious than ordinary beef mince, simply because there's a lot more vitamins and minerals in organs than there is in standard muscle meat. There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm just presenting this as a suggestion. Okay, now the whole real purpose of all this is to bag it and freeze it. So all you need to do is get a bag and chuck it in. Now of course there is actually a bit more to this. What we need to do is weigh it. Just start her up, tear the weight. We usually eat about half a kilo every meal, so that's what we're looking for. Okay, that's good. Nearly there. Rough enough's good enough, isn't it? So you know that about that much is what you want. Okay, put that aside, that'll turn itself off, and then you start filling them up. Then you want to get the air out of them. There you are. This is what you want. Now you can freeze that away in your freezer, and the beauty of it, the fact that it's flat, it's very easy to stack in your freezer. And one thing I would advise when you do it is put a piece of grease-proof paper or baking paper, whatever you like to call it, in between, so they don't all stick together. Then all of a sudden, oh no, I've got to pull them apart, and then it just rips itself to bits. Now if you want more, say you want a kilo, just get a bigger bag and fill it up and repeat exactly the same process each time. Alright, what we'll do, we'll fill them up now, and then we'll come back and show you what it looks like. Alright, it's just a little bit later now, and I've got my wife to give me a hand to package it all. And there's approximately half a kilo each pad here. And as you can see, we've got a little bit of paper in between. That's very important, as they tend to stick together. So that works out about 6.5 to 7 kilos of mince. We're a family of 4. We only use about half a kilo each time we have a meal.